Your F-150 is sitting on a $6,000 repair trap that most dealers are hoping you ignore until the warranty expires. And I'm not talking about routine maintenance. I've been tracking technical service bulletins and auction data daily for the past 8 years, and what I'm seeing with specific F-150 model years isn't just poor engineering. It's a pattern of deferred accountability that's costing owners their retirement savings. Here's what we're covering today. First, the factory-level cover-up around the 2011 to 2013 EcoBoost catastrophic failure window that Ford quietly settled without ever issuing a formal recall. Second, the timing component disaster in the 5.4 Triton that turns a $400 part into a $9,000 engine replacement. And third, the transmission year that's so bad, dealerships won't even accept them as trade-ins anymore. Let's get into it. Year number 1, 2004 F-150. The 2004 F-150 represents the first full year of the 11th generation, and it came with a 5.4-liter Triton V8 that Ford equipped with a 2-piece spark plug design that has become legendary for all the wrong reasons. Here's what happens. Ford used a nickel-plated shell with a separate electrode tip. Over time, carbon buildup and thermal expansion caused the electrode to seize inside the cylinder head. When you go to remove the spark plug during routine maintenance, something you're supposed to do every 100,000 miles, the plug snaps in half. The electrode stays embedded in the aluminum head. Now you've got two options. Pay a shop $150 to $300 per cylinder to extract the broken piece with a specialized tool, or risk stripping the threads entirely, which means a cylinder head replacement starting at $3,500. Multiply that across 8 cylinders, and a routine tune-up can cost you $2,400 just in labor. But here's the kicker. Ford knew about this. Internal documents show they were aware of the plug failure rate as early as 2005, but they didn't redesign the plug until 2008. That's 3 model years of trucks sold with a known defect. If you're looking at a 2004 F-150, walk away. The repair liability alone makes it worthless on the used market, and you'll see that reflected in the resale value. These trucks depreciate 18% faster than the same year Silverado 1500. Year number 2, 2005 to 2008 F-150, the cam phaser timing slap epidemic. If you've ever heard a rattling noise on cold startup that sounds like a diesel engine misfiring, you've heard cam phaser failure. And the 2005 through 2008 F-150s equipped with the 5.4-liter Triton 3 valve are drowning in this issue. Here's the mechanical reality. Ford's variable cam timing system uses hydraulic phasers to adjust valve timing for better fuel economy and power. These phasers rely on oil pressure to lock into position. But Ford spec'd the wrong oil viscosity in the owner's manual, 5W20 instead of 5W30, which causes the phasers to wear prematurely. When they fail, you get that startup rattle. And it's not just annoying, it's a warning. Those phasers are grenading internally, sending metal shavings through your oil system. If you ignore it, you're looking at worn camshafts, damaged timing chains, and eventually, complete engine failure. The repair? $2,500 to $4,000, depending on whether you need to replace the chains and guides. And here's the betrayal. Ford issued a Technical Service Bulletin, TSB 08-26-7, acknowledging the problem in 2008, but they never issued a recall. They told dealers to use a different oil and hope for the best. If you've got a 2005 to 2008 F-150 and you're hearing that rattle, get it diagnosed immediately. Otherwise, you're buying a ticking time bomb. Year number 3, 2011 to 2013 F-150 EcoBoost, the intercooler coolant leak disaster. This is the factory-level cover-up I mentioned earlier, and it's inexcusable. The 2011 to 2013 F-150 EcoBoost came with a 3.5-liter twin-turbo V6 that Ford marketed as the future of truck performance. But they equipped it with an intercooler cooling system that has a catastrophic design flaw. The internal coolant passages corrode and develop pinhole leaks. When that happens, coolant seeps into the intake manifold and gets sucked into the combustion chamber. You'll see white smoke out the exhaust, rough idling, and eventually complete engine failure due to coolant contamination in the cylinders. The repair cost? $6,000 to $8,500 for a full engine rebuild or replacement. Ford issued TSB 14-0194 in 2014, admitting the intercooler was defective, but they only extended the warranty to 10 years, 150,000 miles if you could prove the failure. Most owners didn't know about the TSB, so they paid out of pocket. And then it gets worse. In 2021, Ford quietly settled a class action lawsuit for $5 million, agreeing to reimburse owners for intercooler repairs. But they never sent out direct notification to every affected owner. You had to find out about the settlement yourself and file a claim before the deadline. If you've experienced white smoke or coolant loss on a 2011 to 2013 EcoBoost, drop the mileage when it happened in the comments. We're tracking the failure window, and I want to see if there's a pattern Ford isn't disclosing. The 2011 to 2013 EcoBoost is a complete avoid. Even if the intercooler has been replaced, you're still dealing with a truck that has foundational trust issues with its engineering. Year number 4, 2013 F-150, the Myford Touch electrical nightmare. Now, this one isn't mechanical, it's electrical, but it's just as expensive and frustrating. The 2013 F-150 came equipped with MyFord Touch, which was Ford's infotainment system that controlled everything from your climate control to your backup camera. And it was an absolute disaster. Owners reported constant freezing, black screens, unresponsive touch screens, and complete system failures. But here's the real problem. Because MyFord Touch was integrated into the body control module, when it failed, it took other systems with it. Your backup camera stops working, your climate control gets stuck on max heat, your radio won't turn off. Ford issued 17 separate TSBs trying to patch the software. The hardware was fundamentally flawed. The only real fix was a complete SYNC module replacement, which cost $1,200 to $1,800. And because this was considered an infotainment issue and not a safety issue, Ford didn't extend the warranty. If your system failed after 36,000 miles, you paid. The 2013 F-150 has the lowest owner satisfaction rating of any F-150 in the past 20 years, and electrical gremlins are the primary cause. If you're looking at a used 2013, test every single electronic function before you buy. And even then, I'd walk away. Year number 5, 2015 F-150, the aluminum body repair cost trap. 2015 was the first year Ford went all in on an aluminum body to save weight and improve fuel economy. And while the engineering concept is sound, the real-world financial impact on owners has been devastating. Here's what Ford didn't tell you. Aluminum doesn't repair the same way steel does. When you have a minor fender bender or bed dent, you can't just hammer it out and repaint it. Aluminum work hardens when you try to manipulate it, which means most body shops have to replace entire panels instead of repairing them. A rear-end collision that would cost $2,500 to fix on a 2014 steel body F-150 now costs $6,000 to $9,000 on a 2015 aluminum body truck. And your insurance premiums reflect that. 2015 F-150 owners pay an average of 14% more for comprehensive and collision coverage compared to 2014 models. But it gets worse. Because aluminum requires specialized welding equipment and certification, most independent body shops can't work on these trucks. You're forced to go to a Ford-certified collision center, where labor rates are 30% higher. And here's the resale value trap. When you go to trade in a 2015 F-150 with any body damage history, even if it's been professionally repaired, dealerships flag it as aluminum repair risk and drop the trade-in value by $3,000 to $5,000. If you're considering a 2015 F-150, check the Carfax for any accident history. Even a minor collision can tank the resale value and make the truck financially underwater. Year number 6, 2017 F-150. The 10-speed transmission shudder and clunk. The 2017 F-150 was the first year Ford introduced the 10-speed automatic transmission co-developed with General Motors. And it's been a complete disaster. Owners report harsh downshifts, transmission shuddering at low speeds, and a loud clunking noise when shifting from park to drive. Ford has issued 9 separate TSBs trying to fix the issue with software updates and torque converter replacements, but the problem persists. Here's what's happening mechanically. The 10-speed uses a complex clutch pack system to manage all those gear ratios, and the transmission control module struggles to manage shift points under real-world load. The shuddering you feel is clutch slippage, which means the friction material is wearing prematurely. When the transmission finally fails, and it will, you're looking at $4,500 to $7,000 for a rebuild or replacement. And because Ford classifies this as normal wear and tear, it's not covered under the powertrain warranty after 60,000 miles. The worst part? Dealerships are refusing to accept 2017 F-150s with high mileage as trade-ins because they know the transmission liability is too high. Auction data shows these trucks are selling for 22% below book value at wholesale because used car dealers don't want the repair risk either. If you're looking at a 2017 F-150, test drive it extensively. If you feel any shuddering or hear clunking, walk away. That truck is on borrowed time. Year number 7. 2018 F-150 EcoBoost, the carbon buildup intake valve failure. The 2018 F-150 EcoBoost has a problem that Ford still won't acknowledge: catastrophic carbon buildup on the intake valves due to direct injection. Here's the engineering issue. Direct injection sprays fuel directly into the combustion chamber, which improves efficiency. But it also means there's no fuel washing over the intake valves to keep them clean. Over time, carbon deposits build up on the valve stems, restricting airflow and causing misfires, rough idling, and loss of power. The only fix is a manual walnut shell blasting service, which costs $600 to $1,200. And you have to do it every 60,000 to 80,000 miles. That's not a one-time repair. It's a recurring maintenance cost that Ford doesn't disclose. And here's the betrayal. Ford knows about this. Every manufacturer using direct injection without port injection backup knows about this. But instead of engineering a dual injection system like Toyota and Honda did, Ford chose to save $150 per truck in production costs and pass the long-term maintenance burden on to owners. If you've had to get a carbon cleaning service on your EcoBoost, drop the mileage in the comments. I want to see how early this is hitting trucks. The 2018 EcoBoost isn't unfixable, but the 5-year cost of ownership is significantly higher than Ford advertises. Now, if you think the F-150's hidden repair costs are bad, you need to see what's happening with the Ram 1500 EcoDiesel in the next video. We're talking about a $12,000 emissions system failure that's hitting trucks at 80,000 miles, right after the warranty expires. And the EPA is staying completely silent. Click the next video now, because what I found in the service data is going to change how you think about diesel truck ownership forever.